What test 1 2. Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. Welcome in. I'm a little early. Hit the like. That's right. We're gonna probably be going over updates. But before we start, people getting notified, we're gonna go over Sheriff Nano's previous press conferences because let's see if he really was bad at what he did, because a lot of people have questions, folks. What do you guys think of his performance so far? There's new news going on. New news is out there, and it looks like the sheriff did not want to cooperate with the FBI, and we're gonna get down to what's going on. FBI. So what is the latest updates? Wow, already 18 likes. Thank you so much for that. What's going on with the updates? There's a $100,000 reward now for whoever finds Nancy. There's the new glove. We'll go over that. You know, I took a little bit of time off, like less than 24 hours, and everything has gone crazy. The entire thing with the original suspect, the guy they pulled over, that guy, we have video. He's crazy. Done since then. I'll look for that. Remind me later to pull that up. It's in Spanish, but you're lucky. I could read. Well, I understand Spanish, so I could translate it for you beautifully. All right. I could translate it for you perfectly. But the sheriff, what do you guys think of the sheriff? Hit that one if you think the sheriff's doing a bad job. Yeah, there's something about withholding evidence. We'll see. Or it's not really. He's withholding. From what I understand, it's not really withholding evidence. Something about withholding evidence. It's not cooperating with the FBI, and we're gonna get to the bottom of it. All right. He has TDS. All right. That's what I thought. Okay. I don't know. All right. That's what I thought. But we'll get to the bottom of it. This is not the live. This is not a live. How would I say press conference? But I'm live and you're live. Okay. But before we continue, I want everybody in the chat to hit that one if you got notified. Did you all get notified? Let me know in the comments. Did you all get notified in the comments? Also, if you just got here, where are you from? What country, city, or state are you from? Let me know in the comments. Oh, God, good notifications. Good notifications. There you go. Also, let me know what you want to talk about in regards to this case, because honestly, I may be behind. Actually, let me go over a few things I'm going to talk about. Or, I got some stuff I wrote down I'm going to be talking about. So, as of right now, there is no Nancy Guthrie. The thing's a poop show. The thing is a shit show, man. I hate to say it. Do you guys agree? It is bad. I'd be so upset if I was the family. There's people getting accused that have nothing to do with this stuff. You know what I think's going on here, man? I think it's just a random prowler that broke into her house. That's what I think. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't have any insights. But look, man, the fact that FBI blocked from key access to evidence. Is that a bad form, or am I old-fashioned? Is that a bad form, or am I old-fashioned? Well, you guys tell me, man. Maybe I'm not getting this right. All right, maybe I'm not getting this right. I think it is bad form.
Shopping center from a gentleman in a 250 Dodge Ram. I had to slam my brakes.
Folks, let's see. Let's analyze Nanos. I think this is him. What's up, everybody? What's up, Michelle? What's up, everybody? Let me get this stuff up. Let's analyze his press conference here from the beginning because he wasn't really on my radar as much. Let's see. Looking around. Are we getting any volume from this guy? Is he even talking?
I didn't think it was worth.
Okay, did they actually start their press conference with no volume? Oh my God, really?
Okay. But go through all your cameras in that neighborhood and tell us if you see something. Maybe.
All right. It looks like did they start the press conference with no audio? We should have known something.
Okay. But go through all your cameras in that neighborhood and tell us if you see something. Maybe somebody already, we know this happens, right? Oh, I saw something suspicious, but I didn't think it was worth calling in, so I didn't call it in. Well, now it's call in anything you've seen or heard. Maybe it's a neighbor telling you, you know, I saw this or I heard that. Call us. Don't tell the neighbor to call us. Tell the neighbor to call us, but you call us as well. We'll put it together. We'll get, trust me, I'm sure we're going to get inundated with a lot of calls. We'll handle that.
Did she live alone?
I believe, yes, she did. Yeah.
Were there any caregivers who are normally associated with her?
Well, she has house staff that comes by, takes care of the yard.
Is it too loud? Is it too loud? How's the audio? He's confirming right here that she has staff that comes in and cleans the yard. That's pretty big. Let me know about the audio, folks, how it sounds. Is the audio good? Yes or no? How's the actually I type that. Okay.
Whatever, and her house and that, but those people we'll be talking with and have talked to some of them already.
But nobody who's like a live-in or
Nobody actually lives with her, no.
No one lives with her, but she has people. This is the initial press conference. Let's break it down.
Like I say, she's of great sound mind, and she is mobile. It's just, it's a challenge for her to get, as the family says, she couldn't walk 50 yards by herself, so.
Let's get the next question. What do you guys think so far?
Somebody asked about the FBI.
I'm sorry.
Somebody asked about the FBI if they're involved.
Like I said, we work closely with all of our partners, whether they're.
Okay, so they asked, is the FBI involved? Remember, the revelation today is that there's probably a rivalry between the sheriff and the FBI. That there's a rivalry between the sheriff department and the FBI. Wow. Thank you so much for that, Karen. Right from the beginning. You're doing great. The sheriff is not great. Glove found in house. Yeah, exactly. This is an update by Karen Reacts. She is a great YouTuber. When are you going back on? Karen Reacts is covering this as well. You're doing great. The sheriff is great. It is not great. Glove found inside the house. That's the update. They will not give it to the FBI. Looks like the guy who is on the original footage might have a tattoo on his wrist. I think they will get him eventually. Do you all think they're going to get him eventually, folks? If you want to get your comment highlight, send in a super chat. That will guarantee it highlight if it's relevant or if it's proper, it's appropriate. Most of your comments are appropriate, but it's also a good way to support the channel. But yeah, sounds legit. What do you guys think of what Karen said?
Somebody asked about the FBI.
I'm sorry.
Somebody asked about the FBI if they're involved.
We like I said, we work closely with all of our partners. Whether
He won't answer if the FBI is involved, though. He didn't answer. Is that weird, folks?
they're FBI, ATF, ICE, whoever.
ICE. He's working with ICE.
We know that they have certain capabilities and certain resources, just as we have certain capabilities and resources. So yes, we'll continue to work with them, and they've offered assistance to us. We accept that assistance, and we offer assistance. But just last week,
it's an iffy answer when he was asked if the FBI is in charge, and that's why I hate when the politicians are supposed to work together. Their goal is to help Americans. It should be, and they have a different way to doing it, but they shouldn't be fighting like this. If the case is that this guy has, doesn't like Trump, and that's why he wouldn't send the FBI. He wouldn't send the FBI the alleged glove now that's out there. What do you guys think? I was talking to Grayson Report, and she reminded me that FBI agents are actually, sheriffs are actually voted in, and that could make them very political. Thoughts?
the FBI called us to handle a shooting that involved Border Patrol. You need to know that. That's just day-to-day routine work for the law enforcement in Pima County in Tucson. We work very closely with our partners.
With the amount of time that's gone by, how wide do you cast in the net? Statewide, national?
Well, yes, national for sure. I'm hoping the national media's picked up on this.
The FBI question, he kind of blew it off, right? Or do you guys like his answer?
We've gotten a lot of reports, but statewide as well, with Amber Alerts, things like that. All of those things we use. Every tool we have, we will use.
I want to thank Karen Reacts for that super chat, folks. Thank you. Hearts for Karen in the chat. Please subscribe to our channel. Now, Deanne says that she saw that most police officers know this sheriff, the sheriff say he is very ego motivated. I can't, thanks for that input. I don't know the legitimacy of that. I mean, anyone could say that, but I appreciate that information. And it sure looks like it, right? I mean, from the way, from the outside in, right? We're looking at it afar. He doesn't look like a guy that has a big ego to me. What he looks like is a guy who doesn't know what he's doing. But maybe you all see something I don't. What do you guys think? Is he dumb or ego? Or both?
You guys
it's just those awkward moments of pausing, right?
Too easy. Thank you so much. I apologize for being late. I apologize for my political rhetoric of the Board of Supervisors or the City Council. I just get so frustrated and
what was the political rhetoric? Are we not seeing this press conference from the beginning?
You know, we just can't do this job without their support. We don't need political statements from the dais and mumbo jumbo. We need them to listen to their law enforcement leaders.
I have never seen a sheriff do a press conference and talk about political statements. Have you? Or I don't want to hear political statements from this group or another.
And really pay attention to the fact that we understand that there's a great potential for abuses in today's world with the technology that's available to us. But you have to, at some point in time, have some faith and trust in your leadership in the law enforcement community to know and understand that we too were elected here to provide a service to our community.
Bro, people are literally walking up to Nancy Guthrie's home without even being stopped. It's literally a crime scene. It is the biggest crime scene that I could remember for years. And there's not only pizza delivery people heading up to the door without being noticed, there's dogs walking up and pooping on the grass. We saw two of them within an hour of each other. Did you all see that? I'm not lying. Wow.
I can't think of a community in this planet that wouldn't tell you, number one is public safety. Everybody just wants to be able to know that they can go outside and enjoy their community and come home and be safe at night in their rooms, asleep in bed. And this lady wasn't able to accomplish that. That's a sad statement. We need her back. We need to find her. And time is very critical. She is 84. She needs her meds. Her family needs her too. Thank you so much for being here.
I was gonna have David say his first and last name and spell. Oh, sure.
Okay, for all it's worth, and I like to think that people are better than this. Pima County, there's a report right here that says Pima County Sheriff Nanos is a Democrat. Now, we saw Trump had an opinion, and he said, now it's starting to make sense to me. You're welcome to disagree. I'm not making a political statement here, but it's starting to make sense. He doesn't want the FBI to go there. I know a lot of people align the FBI with Trump, and they don't like it or they like it. That's not the point. My point is, when Trump was asked on Air Force One if he knew about the Nancy Guthrie situation, he had a very weird answer. And when he was asked, do they have a suspect? Because the FBI was already involved. He said, we have a solution. Now, I'm going to go ahead and my educated guess, seeing that now there's reports that Sheriff Nanos and Trump did not get along, or he doesn't like, it's a political thing. I think what he meant by saying solution was we took Nano off the case. That's what I think is going on. Do you guys agree with me? So Nanos and Trump don't like each other. Theory, okay? Trump said Nanos is making a lot of mistakes here, man. I gotta say, regardless of what side you're on or what political the solution. Now, I know Jackie's saying what, so what? How does that affect his job? Well, the story just dropped that there was a glove found inside Nancy Guthrie's home, and Sheriff Nano did not give it to the FBI. You catch my drift? Huh? So Sheriff Nano is being reported, and you guys correct me in the chat, the guy that's right here had evidence that he didn't want to share with the FBI, allegedly. Okay, everything I say is allegedly. This is, I may be wrong. Okay, it's starting to come into play here, folks. That's just my educated guess. I don't know for sure. I don't know what's in his mind. In that case, the sheriff should be fired for not doing his job. He is doing his job because he did send from what I understand, we're going to go over that. From what I understand, he did send the evidence to another company or professional, right? Now, I will say this. The fact that he didn't send it to the FBI, but send it to another a company or another group that could find evidence, DNA, etc., in a glove. It's still investigating, and perception is always that the FBI has better equipment, but that's not necessarily true. The FBI could make mistakes, and so could the third party that he gave it to. So what I'm saying is, listen, if he would have given the evidence to the FBI, the alleged evidence of what's going on, it does not guarantee, in my opinion, that it would have been, a home run. Like, oh, we got someone. But perception is everything, right? And when you're at a basketball game, the same day that Savannah Guthrie is pleading with an alleged ransom note or on and you don't even know about it. When you close the evidence, the crime scene, that's perception. And then you reopen the crime scene, and then you close it again, and then you reopen it, and people are thinking it's being corrupted. Then that coupled with there's a lot of people filming this stuff as it goes on, and there's no tape around the house. So there's a lot of questions that people are asking. All right. So let's continue with this press conference. It's the first one he did. And from what I remember, he pulls back a lot of his comments in the second press conference that he talked about here. So
my name is Sergeant David, common spelling D-A-V-I-D, Stivers, S-T-I-V as in Victor, E-R-S.
What's your title?
Sergeant.
Sergeant.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look for the second press conference. All right. And I'm going to share it with you. Stay put. Let's see if we get the second press conference, if I can find it, because this stuff's all over the place. The coverage for this stuff has just been wall to wall. I'm assuming it's this one. Okay, I'm assuming it's this one. Okay, it is. Let me see if it works. I'm going to share this with you all, and we're going to analyze it. We're going to react to it. We're not pros. None of us are pros. But again, what I'm starting to look at here is a lot of politicians fighting, like rivalry within politicians. Do you all agree? Do you all agree, or am I just, if she is the sheriff has blood on his hands? Now, he may have tried his best. I mean, it's something to analyze. I don't think the sheriff actually wants this to happen under his watch and everything. But again, I'm starting to see a pattern here that I haven't seen anyone talk about. The lingo, the words people use are very important. President Trump saying that he has a solution makes no sense when asked, did they find a suspect? He goes, well, we have a solution. That makes no sense until you realize that there may be a rivalry between the FBI, which is with Trump, and this guy. And then when the glove that supposedly was found inside the house was not given to the FBI because he doesn't like the FBI, allegedly, the solution word now makes sense. The solution is to get rid of the local law enforcement. It may not be a bad idea, man. From what I understand, and I'm going to look into it, didn't the local law enforcement, didn't they grab the guy that was doing the door dashing? As of right now, my opinion is that DoorDash guy did not do anything, man, except DoorDash. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they know something else, but that DoorDash guy is literally going to all the press saying, man, I'm good. I'm innocent. And folks, I don't think he's lying. I could be wrong. I don't think he's lying. Okay? All right. Thank you very much, Dion. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Folks, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member. Hearts for you. Hearts for you. Hearts for Dion. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You could also send in a super chat, super sticker if you have nothing to say, or gifted memberships. It's very cool. I just this right here is coffee funds. That's what I'm drinking right now. It's what's keeping me up. So that's where it goes. Coffee funds. There you go. All right, let's check out the second press conference, and let me know how the sound is.
An opportunity to ask a question. But last time we tried this, it was just kind of chaotic, people yelling. So I'd ask that you just kind of be patient with me.
You guys hear him?
Questions asked, because sometimes you guys want to ask the same question twice, and you're going to get the same answer. So you can help yourself get what you can out of this. I'm going to give you one question and a follow-up. Okay? But before we get there, I do have some comments. First of all, I want to begin by offering our condolences to our partners at the state. Department of Public Safety's tragically lost 2 members last night in a helicopter crash up in northern Minnesota. So if you keep them in your prayers, Colonel Glover and his team, I'm sure.
Here's another fatal mistake, a dumb mistake. I literally installed a plugin to make the audio 600 times louder, and it's still kind of low on their press conference.
Along the same lines, I think you all saw last night, I'm trying to speak up, not yell.
Now, this comment right here, Bun E22, thank you very much. Did I see JLR tonight? People were walking to the property. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. An Amazon, that even adding more, an Amazon delivery person, a woman to complain to the sheriffs, I guess. Her dog peed too. It's ridiculous. People tying ribbons to the trees because they are doing a kind of like a remembrance, a memorial, or people are bringing flowers, and stuff because out of respect for Nancy. People praying, yeah, it was a mess. Kind of was. Oh, you're partially deaf. You're like me, Jackie. I think I'm all deaf. I'm not partially.
Apparently I can talk soft. We saw last night the family. They just hurt. Understandably so. And so I really want you to know this entire team here, those behind me, and our community are hurting with you. We really just want Mom back. Okay?
Nothing wrong with that.
Right now, we believe Nancy is still out there. We want her home. Our department, the Sheriff's Department, along with all of our partners at the FBI, have been working around the clock. And we just want her home and find a way to get to the bottom of all of this, just as you do. But I have other partners out there who have stepped up, and you've probably noticed them in the last few days, if not the last few hours, and you're going to see more of that. I made a decision to contact our PCRIT team. And
look, I'm going to say this, man. If we've entered the zone where like the egos are coming in because I don't want to give the sheriff a win because he's a Democrat, or I don't want to give the president a win because he's a Republican, and the win is saving American lives, then we're screwed, and it needs to be called out. It needs to be called out. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. At the end of the day, folks, Barack Obama, Trump, who always is against Obama, there's pictures of them hanging out, having a great time, laughing together. Recently. So I hope the sheriff didn't go ahead and let his politics get in the way, man. I really don't. By the way, thank you so much for that super sticker. It goes to the coffee. Rob Mitrano, welcome in. Thank you. Coffee funds. Keep it going. Linda, thank you very much. Love your avatar. Again, what do you guys think? We're analyzing the second press conference. By the way, ever since the comments from the president, there's been no press conferences. And we've had surveillance camera footages, glove retrieved, arrests or detainments, right? Different theories going back to the crime scene, allegedly. No press conference. What else have I missed? It's like they're allergic. Yeah, they're allergic to press conferences. There's been 0 press conferences. Hit that one if you think that at the very least they should have a press conference that says be on the lookout, or be because there may be a serial abductor or a serial home invader in the area. At least that. At least that. Because honestly, that's what I think is going on here. Right? Yeah, the video is a big update. It's ridiculous. 500 people in the house. Let's get those likes up, folks. Let's get the subs up.
Those of you not local, that's our Pima Regional Critical Incident Team. It's made up of law enforcement officers from this entire valley. Pasquayaki Police Department, Tucson Police Department, Marana Police Department, Oro Valley Police Department, Pima College Police Department, this is Tucson International Police Department, Sarita Police Department. There's so many of them, and they are going to help us tremendously. And that's really done because we have so much in front of us still, and we're hoping that, I know the FBI has committed a very large number of men and women to partner with us, work side by side with us. We go do an interview, they're going to be there with us. We're going to go look at some evidence or process evidence, they're going to be right there with us. We're sharing every piece of information, all the data we can to get this thing solved. And it's important that my partners...
This right here, have you all seen this video? This was released by Fox. Okay. Now, I'm hearing that this may be disproven. I don't know. But why no press conference for this video? Who is this guy? Again, obtained by TMZ, folks. He's been cleared, though. Okay, this guy's been cleared. Okay, good. But now you're sending people... Okay, to be clear, this guy's been cleared. But holy cow, right? So now we're entering into... We don't know who's who. We don't know who's who. Like, the wrong person may get accused here. You guys got to be clear. There is a description, though, now of the suspect. We'll get into that. Not a description, but people think he's like, what, 5'9", 5'10"?
Law enforcement know and understand their roles, because it is very large, complex investigation with a lot of moving parts. And we're at that phase now where sometimes we're waiting, right? We're waiting for
I honestly think we're in the phase where people are going to make up stuff, and it's going to be next to impossible to disprove. And I want to also thank Jennifer Marie for that super sticker. Jennifer Marie, thanks for that super sticker. Let's get the hearts up. Hey, let's hit the like on Jennifer Marie's chat right there. Thanks for the coffee funds. Thank you. Every time you guys send in $1 or more super chat. I'll take a sip of coffee. That was $20, so we'll go ahead and drink a lot for that, Jennifer. Thank you so much. And I want to know your opinion too. Like, Jennifer, what's your opinion on all this? This is nuts.
Analysis. We're waiting for lab reports. But even then, when they come back quickly, for example, some DNA, we rushed what we thought was the best target for DNA. We did a rush through and got some of that back. The results were minimal. I think you all know
Now we're going over the second press conference. We haven't had one in. Okay, this was 7 days, 8 days ago. Okay. We haven't had any more press conferences. We're going over it. See if things make sense. Again, now we're getting a lot of news on the sheriff. He's getting a lot of blowback. Is it fair? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Is it should we give him some slack? Has he messed up? Do you like him? You don't? Are we just, it's easy to judge from our homes? What do you all think? I'm very curious.
The blood on the porch, that was one we did. It came back to Nancy. That's what we know. But there's still more.
I'm pausing this a lot, but the blood on the porch came back to Nancy. And to me, I'm going to tell you the most disgusting part is that people were walking up to the porch after the scene was released, taking pictures of the poor woman's blood and posting it everywhere. And I was under the impression that this was FBI somehow released that. No, it was random people walking up to the house, taking photos of the woman's blood. Because no one cleaned it up. Oh, and that's not all. Later on, they came back to investigate that area again after everyone and their mother went to the home, walked up to it to take pictures. So what, now they're going to get the wrong person? They're going to get there was a guy delivering pizza. His DNA may be on there. The Amazon guy's DNA may be on there. The lady's dog's pee DNA's on there. Shirley, thank you very much for that, becoming a member. Folks, once again, and I'm going to drink a coffee. Anytime someone donates, whatever, it could be $1. Take a sip of coffee on you. Sip of coffee for Shirley. Let's go. Hearts for you as well. I know that's probably annoying, but we're going to keep going. Yeah, the glove, man. That's what we're talking about. The crime scene's corrupt, contaminated, it seems like.
Items that have been submitted, we just haven't got them back yet. But in the meantime...
Oh, okay. Items have... Oh, my God. I'm sorry I'm pausing this so much. Folks, he just said he's working... The FBI has approached them, right? That was per the other interview, the other press conference. Then he said he's complaining about submitting evidence that still has not come back. And now today we hear that some of the evidence, he may have not submitted it to the FBI, who probably would have returned the evidence much quicker. Did you guys hear that?
Sometimes we're waiting, right? We're waiting for analysis. We're waiting for lab reports. But even then, when they come back quickly, for example, some DNA, we rushed what we thought was the best target for DNA. We did a rush through and got some of that back. The results were minimal. I think you all know
Michelle, get out of here. Michelle, is that real? No, Michelle. That's not real, is it? That's not real. That's not real. The sheriffs were using the home's restroom. So disrespectful at the very least. Shirley, thank you for that. 5 gifted memberships to keep the lights on, and that's 5 sips of coffee. But you all have to give Shirley some hugs and show those emojis up here on Nerd Report. Show off those emojis. Thank you for the membership, Shirley. See the smoke coming out of the coffee? Woo! One more. Now I'm really hyper. Woo! Thanks for the support. Every time someone donates, I take a sip of coffee. So I may have a heart attack by the end of this stream, but I will say I will have a heart attack while being happy because I'm here with Nerd Troopers. Okay, you guys are awesome. Just kidding. Knock on wood, no heart attack. All right, there we go. Let's continue with this.
The blood on the porch, that was one we did. It came back to Nancy. That's what we know. But there's still more items that have been submitted. We just haven't got them back yet. But in the meantime, we're not just sitting on our haunches waiting. We do have a number of leads coming in, and that's why we brought in the FBI for one, but PCRIT as well, to be able to get out there and handle these leads as they come in as quickly and as expeditiously as we can. And every single lead is looked at, every one of them.
Wow.
And so we're gearing up. You probably have some questions about what you've seen in the last couple of days. I'll gladly answer those at that time. But it really is about getting our partners out there. To be fair, when we went to that scene the first night, Saturday night, it was just us. Since then, the FBI and others have asked, can we go and see it as well? And that's what you've been seeing. But it is a very important case to not just me and my team, but this entire community, all of our law enforcement partners. Suspects. I know there's been a lot out there about suspects, and I want to be very clear. At this time, we have not identified a suspect or a person of interest in this case. We are working our best to do that.
This was actually 7 days ago. A lot has evolved. So we're just going over his press conference.
But to be clear, we have nobody of interest or any suspects that you would consider a prime suspect. We're just not there. We're not there yet. The timeline, I think we've got it on the board, do we not? This is a timeline that we have been able to develop with some of the things that we've had processed. Various pieces of electronics that we've gathered. And you look at some of this, and I know you're going to say, well, why did it take you so long to get this to us, Sheriff? Well, because one thing, it's got to go.
Well, whatever the reason is now, we don't believe it.
Processed. Various pieces of electronics that we've gathered. And you look at some of this, and I know you're going to say, well, why did it take you so long to get this to us, Sheriff? Well, because one thing, it's got to go out and be processed at different lab sites, and sometimes that stuff comes back to us, and like you, we have questions, and we say, wait a minute, what is this about? What about this? Could it be that? And so it's sent back, or it's...
By the way, let me just show you real quick. If you just got here, hit that one if you just got here. Well, check it out. This is a tweet that says, this lady's dog is sniffing the blood trail at Nancy Guthrie's crime scene. Bruh! Look at that. Look at that. What's up, Shelly? I know the lady was rude, but what's worse is this. I saw this lady actually. She wanted to sue Okay, so they don't want the press that's out there filming, yet there really isn't any press out there. And if the press doesn't film, no one would know that there's a dog sniffing the blood trail of a crime scene. This is real. This is not AI. Please do not film so you don't see the dog taking a poop on the crime scene. And here's a surprise witness. Shout out to you. I can't believe we have to say this, but Pima Sheriff, can you please do your job and secure the godforsaken crime scene? How's about a bitchy tweet telling neighbors not to walk through an active crime scene because it hinders the investigation? I know the women had no business walking up there, but look, here's the deal. She doesn't know. She's a member of the public. She's not an officer. She's not trained. She's not on law enforcement. If I didn't know, I know better now not to walk up to these things, but if I was learning, I didn't know. I'd never been around, let's say I've never been around any crime or never seen any of this. And I walked to the home. I didn't do it wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. Nor did this lady. Because there's no tape. There's no yellow tape. 2, there's no officer telling people, yo, by the way, you can't come past this area to let your dog take a dump on the crime scene. I hate to put it that way, but I think I saw a dog take a dookie on part of the house. I think I saw that. Michelle, did you see that? Anyone watching, did you see that? Because at this point, the DNA is going to come out as Cujo did it. They're going to scoop up the poop and it's going to come back Cujo or Spot or Ella or whatever your dog is. Name. Philo.
Sent somewhere else. So, and that's happening with all of the things we see, that process, that review, and that questioning of, all right, what is it we're looking at? So I'll go over it with you. You can see it on the board there, but at about 5:32 p.m., these are approximate times. 5:32 p.m., Nancy travels to her local family's home for dinner and playing games with the family, just visiting. At 9:48 p.m., which is very consistent to what we were told by the family, that Nancy was dropped off at home, and we know that because we have a garage door open at approximately, I can't stress that enough, at approximately 9:48 p.m. At 9:50 p.m., that garage door closes. It is that time we assume that Nancy's home and probably going to bed. Sunday morning, early morning at 1:47 a.m., the doorbell camera disconnects. At 2:12 a.m., software detects a person on a camera, but there's no video available. They had no subscription, and therefore it would rewrite itself. It just kind of loops, right, and covers up. That's what our analysis teams have told us. We're not done with that. We'll do all we can, but that's what it says. So it detects a person on camera. Could that be an animal? I imagine that's possible. We don't know that. We just have no video. But we're not giving up on that. 2:28. Nancy's pacemaker app shows that it was a disconnect from the phone. And at 11:56 a.m., the family checks on Nancy and discovers her missing. And at 12:03 p.m., 911 is called in to the Pima County Sheriff's Department. I believe it's about approximately 10 minutes later, 12 minutes later, our patrol teams arrive. They see the scene, and we start our response with our search and rescue teams.
By the way, folks, this guy right here, all right, Joe Page or Pags, he's pretty legit. Says they used the restroom inside the crime scene. I'm not laughing, man. I'm crying instead of laughing, man. I am laughing. It's a nervous twitch, right? People laugh. It's better than crying, right? Gene Rick, thank you so much. I was right about the politics. I think it's pretty. Hey, every time somebody sends us a super chat, super sticker, I promise a sip of coffee. So on Gene Rick. Gracias, Gene Rick. Let me bring you up to date, folks. All eyes on the sheriff now. People are not happy with his sheriffing, his investigatorial work. They've been noticing things. We've been noticing things as we cover this. One thing I noticed that was really bizarre is the lingo the president used when asked on Air Force One about the investigation. He said, they asked him, how's the investigation going? And he goes, we have some really good progress. And when they asked him, what did they catch a suspect? He very weirdly and awkwardly said, no, we have a solution. What does that mean? I have no idea until now. The solution was get rid of the sheriff from the investigation. Because now we heard today, and I don't even know if these are confirmed reports. I think they are, but you do your own research. If this is true, they have a glove they found inside the home, and the sheriff did not send it to the FBI. And a lot of people think it's because he doesn't like the FBI because it's a different political party than his. You can't make this shit up. Speaking of shit, there's dogs probably taking a shit on the crime scene right now. My God, I can't believe it.
And our detectives from homicide and various units. In fact, every unit here, I think somebody questioned, how come there's an ICAC member out here or this member? Everybody in our criminal investigations team is a part of this team and part of this investigative effort. I think with that, let me make sure. Now, I want to clarify some things that I may have already done, but yeah, I've gone over with the blood at the front door, the doorbell camera. It was removed, we know that, but we're not confirming that any cameras were smashed or destroyed around the house.
You're not confirming it. This is before the video that was released. So what does he say exactly here? Let's hear the wording.
Our criminal investigations team is a part of this team and part of this investigative effort. I think with that, let me make sure. Now, I want to clarify some things that I may have already done, but yeah, I've gone over with the blood at the front door, the doorbell camera. It was removed, we know that, but we're not confirming that any cameras were smashed or destroyed around the house.
I don't know if the video does. Okay, so Shelly's asking, they used the bathroom of a crime scene. It seems like it's Shelly, but you know the section the section where we saw the video where the alleged person of interest was filmed, allegedly, where he was walking on. I just showed the audience a video of what looked like a dog sniffing through that area. Yeah. Someone said the dog was peeing in that area too. Maybe.
I don't know where that came from, but that's something we're not confirming. The car,
Allegedly. Everything allegedly.
the car that was at the home was
Everything I said from the beginning of the time is allegedly here. All right.
it's just standard investigative practices. It's part of the search warrant scene, court orders. We pull it out of there and do our scene processing with the vehicle. Uber. We did speak to a driver because Nancy, we learned, had been taking the Uber to the family residence, the daughter, for dinner. And we located that driver and spoke with them and got that information. The house, you guys got this?
At this point, Sith Panda is asking a very legitimate question. I want everyone to answer, because I don't even think this one's a joke. Did they also eat the snacks and the leftovers in the fridge so they wouldn't go to waste? I think that's, I don't even think Sith Panda is trolling at this point. I think that's a legitimate question. What do you guys think?
I think conducting follow-up. I think you said somebody had mentioned that they saw a team out there again last night or yesterday, and that's just, again, what I was talking about before. Our partners wanted a chance to see it and examine things themselves, and more importantly, it's just we're constantly following up on things and go, hey, what about this? So we want to go back and check on some things. Here's the other thing. Someone had mentioned there was forced entry. I have no clue where that comes from. We have been very consistent.
Let me ask you a question. That reminds me. So, what happened after the video we saw? They must have forced her out, right? I don't know. What do you think happened?
We are not discussing that at all. Whether it's forced entry or not forced entry, that is something we're just not discussing.
Why not?
So I don't know where anybody got that information.
Discuss it, bro.
I think I am about done with my piece of this. I'm going to introduce.
You were done
bring
right
up
after
here,
this.
Heath Yankee, and I think you know him if you haven't been here. John Edwards is the assistant agent in charge with the FBI here at the Tucson office. Heath Yankee is the special agent in charge for the state of Arizona out of Phoenix, and he will come up and speak.
Thank you, Sheriff. Hello, I'm Heath Yankee, the special agent in charge of the FBI's Phoenix Division. First, I want to let the Guthrie family know that our hearts are heavy for them. After seeing your message last night, it is clear that you and your family are in pain. Please know that we are doing everything to bring your mother home. The FBI is now working this case jointly with the Pima County Sheriff's Department, and we're going to start today by announcing a $50,000 reward.
We have an update. Brian Enton has tweeted 5 minutes ago. We have an update here. You guys ready? Hit that one. I have learned as recently as last night, the Pima County Sheriff Office was not sharing critical information with the FBI. I've learned as recently as last night, the Pima County Sheriff Department Office was not sharing critical information with the FBI. That was 5 minutes ago. Now what? Now what? Just because one guy's a Democrat and the other guy's a Republican? F that shit, man. I said it then and I say it before. There should not be political parties. There should just be, people need to run on ideas, not my team versus your team garbage. That should really be abolished, folks. You know what I mean? Who's mad? You know why there should not be political parties? Because what we've seen it recently. One party is pro this topic. The other party is against that topic just because the rival party is for that topic. Then a year later, the party that was against it is now for that particular topic, and then it flips. The other side is like pretending they were never for that, just because they don't want to give the opposite party a win. The group, the name, the team, they want their team to win. They don't want us to win. There should not be political parties. It isn't it seems like it is more, though. People are saying this dude was playing politics here, man. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. I will come back here and say, you know, it wasn't about that. Again, 5 minutes ago, I've learned as of recently as last night, the Pima County Sheriff offices were not sharing critical information with the FBI. We knew this already. It was reported, but now some of you like Brian Enton's, that makes it more legit to some of you. I personally love Brian Enton's coverage here, but I think we gotta give it to JLR, folks. That dude, I don't know him. I don't even know if he likes me or whatever, but I'm going to say this. The dude is on the ground at every single location that's hot, almost 24 hours a day, getting the scoops. Right? So, Brian Enton, you're awesome, but you're kind of corporate, you know? This dude, whatever you say about him, because I know some people don't like him, is, he's better than me here. All right? So, there we go. I will admit, he's doing 23-hour shifts. Again, it's insane. Oh my God. Brian Enton again. He is quoting, quote, "It's insane," close quote. That is how the FBI source summarized the Pima County Sheriff withholding evidence from the FBI, according to News Nation. It is nuts, bro. Why are they withholding information? Why are they withholding information? Why? Again, Brian Enton. The Pima County Sheriff is blocking FBI from accessing key evidence in the Nancy Guthrie investigation, hampering the Bureau's ability to assist in the case, an FBI official has told News Nation. Oh, I'm going to need more coffee, folks. I'm gonna need more coffee. Send in those super chats. I'm gonna need more coffee, folks. Coffee funds, please. It's my last cup. Or at the very least, hit the like button. Gotta hit the like button. This thing is just getting weirder and weirder and weirder and weirder. I'm confused. Whew. New suspect description from the FBI. The suspect is described as a male, approximately 5'7" to 5'10" tall, with an average build. In the video, he was wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker backpack. I don't know what the hell that is. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna look for it. Reward now is $100,000. And Shelly has sent in a super sticker. Coffee on Shelly. Hearts for Shelly. Thank you, Shelly. Hearts for Shelly in the chat. Right now, folks. Hearts for Shelly in the chat. Woot, woot. Super sticker. Thank you so much. $5'9" to $5'10". Let's go back to our favorite sheriff. Roscoe Pico Train.
For information leading to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie and or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance, and this will be the missing persons with the reward that will be going out. The FBI has agents, analysts, and professional staff employees working day and night with our partners at the Sheriff's Department. We have deployed additional intelligence and agents from our Phoenix office. We have brought in our critical incident response group from Quantico, Virginia. Members from our cellular analysis survey team are here, and they continue to collect and process digital information. We are actively reviewing and analyzing information from all digital sources, which includes banks, social media companies, phone companies, and any other organizations where a digital footprint could have been captured. All this information provides data points and helps put the picture together. And we will be in the community continuing to conduct a thorough investigation with our partners. You heard about us out there last night. We will be back out there today. I would ask the media, give our investigators the space to do their jobs while they're out there. Next, regarding the
I would ask the media, give the investigators a chance to do their jobs while they're out there. Okay, dude.
ransom letter. We are aware of a ransom letter that was sent to the local media.
Again, this was 7 days ago. We've probably had like a couple more ransom letters since then. I'm going to check for you. We're analyzing the previous press conferences. What do you guys think?
To national outlets. As with every lead, we are taking it seriously. We are in communication with the family. And while we advise and recommend from a law enforcement perspective, any action taken on any ransom is ultimately decided by the family. Thank you to those in the community that have called in.
And this is everywhere now. What do you guys think in the comments? Is this fair? Is this fair, folks? This is everywhere now.
Tips. For anyone out there that may have information, no matter how small you think it may be, please report it. You can do so by calling 1-800-CALL-FBI or online at tips.fbi.gov. My next message is to those imposters who are trying to take advantage and profit from this situation. We will investigate and ensure you are held accountable for your actions. We have made one arrest related to an imposter ransom demand, and
There's so many ransom notes, man. It's ridiculous. There's so many of them.
complaint will be presented to a magistrate judge later today. You will get more on that from the FBI and our U.S. Attorney's Office here in Arizona when it becomes available. To anyone that may be involved, do the right thing. This is an 84-year-old grandma.
By the way, they've upped the ransom. I'm not the ransom, duh. They've upped the reward for finding her.
This is an 84-year-old grandma that needs vital medication for her well-being. You still have the time to do the right thing before this becomes a much worse scenario for you. Please return Nancy home. Thank you.
By the way, thank you very much, Lori, for that very generous gifted membership. Oop, damn it. Oh, I'm sipping some coffee. I think I just broke something on the process, but here you go. I'm Lori. I'm almost done. What do you mean, Sith? What the F, dude? What do you mean? Perhaps he should. Oh, you mean the Lori.
Do I have a list?
All right, so you want to call him and you want me to call him?
You can call him up.
Okay, so the first person we're going to start with the list is going to be NBC National, Liz Kreitz. Right here.
Okay, so that's another thing I don't like. I have never seen this, or maybe I'm wrong. But obviously the questionnaire was pre-approved because the lady with him is calling out the press. It's not by like hands up or spontaneously. So I don't know. You judge.
Can you walk us through that timeline from when you believe, if you look at this here, from 147 to 228, what you think happened there, and what particular software would have detected somebody on camera?
I don't. I know we know the software that was there. But I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just not in the weeds. I know that. Think of your doorbell cameras. Somebody walks up. My wife's. If I walk up, she gets an alert, and it's usually something like that. A person's detected.
So to understand then, one, does that mean that it was about a 45-minute span that the suspect or suspects would have been on the property? And then also, does this essentially mean that you cooperated with the tech companies and you can officially say that no surveillance video is available from the home?
We know that the tech company that we sent that camera off to, yes, they've said they've run out of ways to recover any video.
Next person's going to be ABC News.
And then she cuts them off. It's too.
Yeah. I
see how they're timing it?
I'm sorry, was what 45 minutes?
Can we say it's about a 45-minute span that
Makes
somebody
no
would have been
sense.
on the property?
Very
from
unprofessional.
147 to 228?
Yeah, I think those times speak for themselves, and it is about, like I say, those are approximates. So yes. I'm sorry, who was next? Did you say?
Tursky, ABC News.
Hi, Sheriff. Thanks very much. Is there information that you are purposely withholding because of the active investigation?
Oh, good question.
That might be leading you in a particular direction?
You know, this is no different than any criminal investigation that we conduct here. Law enforcement has conducted investigations since 1865 here in Pima County. We're always mindful of what it is that's in front of us and what we should release and can release. There's legal guidelines that guide us, but there's also strategy too. So, I'll leave that for you to determine.
Now that you are having such an injection of manpower from the Pima critical incident team and the FBI, we could slow to bring that in at the outset should all of these resources be brought to bear sooner.
I guess that, it's Monday morning quarterbacking. I do it all the time, so you have the opportunity to do it for me. I'll take that hit.
CBS News, Jonathan Vigliotti.
Sheriff over here, has there been any proof of life, and has there been any signs of life?
I'm going to anything to deal with the ransom notes and that I would defer to the FBI, but no, to my knowledge, we're still looking for Nancy.
And for my follow-up question, if I can speak with the special agent, what was it about this apparent ransom note that now 3 days on you first haven't been able to validate, and second, it warranted informing the Guthries of its existence?
So the ransom note that was sent out there, obviously every lead in this case we are taking extremely serious.
But not everyone is presented to the family. Why this one?
Because this was the ransom that came in and it had facts associated with a deadline, with a monetary value they were asking for. So at that point,
what were some of those facts, if you can, because there's been a lot of speculation, as you know, if you can set the record straight.
yeah, the ransom itself, one talked about an Apple Watch and one talked about a floodlight. We're not going to go into specifics. It's very important that we keep this investigation moving forward, and we don't want to put more facts out there that others then can use to try to profit from this.
CNN next, Ed Lavandera.
They're too busy.
I want to follow up with you real quick on that. There have been, as far as we know, I think 3 ransom notes so far, 1 arrest. Are they all different? Do you think there's different authors behind all of them, or?
So the one that went to the media is the one we're currently investigating and working on. The imposter that I talked about, where an arrest was made early this morning, that there will be more information. We believe there's no evidence to connect this to Nancy's case. It was someone that was trying to profit from it, a total imposter.
And Sheriff, you started off the press conference by saying you believe that Nancy is still out there. Do you have reason to believe that she's still out there alive, or are you fearful of the worst case scenario here, that she won't be found alive?
Well, I'm certainly fearful of that. I think we all are. But it is we operate from a position that
I don't think the sheriff wants her to be harmed, for sure.
Until we know she's out there, she's alive, and we're going to continue thinking that way until we find her.
Fox Digital, Mike Reese.
Yeah, sir. Michael Rose from Fox Digital. Sheriff, you said you've identified no suspects. Have you ruled out anyone she was with on Saturday night?
You know, we've talked to so many. I'm sure that my investigators have feelings about this one's clear or this one isn't. But no, I wouldn't say anybody's ruled out yet, because what if I rule you out and then later I learn something else? No.
So my follow-up, you mentioned that you don't know where the reporting of a forced entry came from. Do we know how whoever did this got into her house?
You think it was a forced entry? Was that confirmed?
That I would not discuss with you anyway.
Fox News, Paul Morrow.
Question for
That I will not discuss with you anyways. Instead of saying that I cannot. Sounds rude.
Agent Edwards, if I may, Agent Edwards, will the Bureau be submitting the DNA for an investigative genealogical investigation relative to maybe getting a relative, somebody if you will?
I would say the DNA aspect of this case is being handled by the Pima County Sheriff's Department right now. However, should we get to that point, yes, that would be an option for the FBI to assist.
A quick follow-up. Does the ransom note that you're working establish any communication protocols in it?
No, it does not. And that is what I think is important, that if someone has Nancy and is demanding the ransom, that there is communication with the family.
This was to be clear, this was 7 days ago. We're going over the 2 press conferences. This was the last press conference, I believe. And, there's updates on the sheriff, and we want to know if it's fair. Do you all think he's being incompetent, biased, and stuff like that? And I'll let you know why after this is done, why people are saying that. What do you guys think in the comments?
We talked about there has been no proof of life, and there was no other demands within that letter. So they're still waiting for communication.
ABC affiliate, Ashley Holden. Right here, Ashley Holden. When you say the doorbell camera was...
Because although there has not been any press conferences, there's been a lot of news, and we're analyzing, like, what has changed? Has anything changed? Like what they're saying in the press conference, does it make sense to what we know now? Do me a favor, discuss that in the comments.
Disconnected. Do you believe that that camera was taken?
We do not have it in our possession. We've not located it.
And then a follow-up. I know that we've been hearing a lot about ransom.
I think, like, for example, I think Shelley's correct. The sheriff looks insecure about his job. But now we're hearing he may have held information, evidence to the FBI. No, there hasn't been a presser. We're actually going to read what they've tweeted out lately. He has a huge ego. That's what they're saying. He doesn't seem like he has a huge ego, in my opinion. He seems like he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. And that's why I agree with Shelley that he seems like an insecure mess. I agree with Jalissa. This is all a mess. At this point, I feel like she's never going to be recovered. No. And I know people don't want to hear this, but I'm starting to think it was just a random home invasion gone worse. And I don't think it's affiliated to the family at all. Nothing. I at this point, I don't think so. I don't think it's someone particularly that knew them. Nothing. I just think prowler. Piece of garbage prowler. Right now. That's where I'm leaning on.
Some notes. We were also hearing in that video that was put out by the Guthrie siblings, and I don't know if this is a question for the FBI or yourself, but the challenges of seeing an image and knowing that it's real. Could one of you address that? Has the family received correspondence, any images, videos?
So we're not going to go into facts regarding this part of the investigation.
Thank you so much, D Nice, for that generous PayPal. Coffee on you. Hearts for D Nice. Folks, you can also support the channel via PayPal. Send in your donations via PayPal. If mods, could you guys share that link? Or super chats, super sticker, memberships are real cheap. And yeah, help keep the lights on. Thank you very much for your support. And if you like my content, subscribe and hit the like.
I think part of that message was with AI these days, you can make videos that appear to be very real. So we can't just take a video and trust that that is a proof of life these days because of the advancements in AI and trying to actually get a proof of life that we can verify. But we're not going to go into anything the family may or may not have received.
KOLD, Catherine Patterson.
So in regards to a timeline on that ransom note, is that being an impact in your investigation? Are we nearing that timeline?
I'm sorry, one more time.
So in regards to the timeline in the ransom note, are we nearing that timeline? And is that playing a part in the investigation?
We're not going to go again into specifics of that part of the investigation with ransom note other than what we've put out there. We've been transparent. We're talking about we are working that ransom demand, but we don't want to go anything further than that could impact any opportunity. So thank you.
Is there any additional physical evidence at the crime scene other than the technology that you guys are using for this timeline? Is there anything else that's helping you guys other than really the technology?
Well, I think I said on day one is that it's technology that's going to really help us solve this case. But no, I mean, we did do a process of that scene for biological evidence. So we're still hopeful that maybe something will show up there as well.
Arizona Republic, Richard Relas.
Agent Yankee? Yes. We saw on the scene, I believe it was you, taking a tripod into the home of the sister. How involved was the FBI, if at all, in creating the video? Any advice for the family?
I would say we use our expertise and provide consultation and advice anytime a family would ask for our advice in a kidnapping. It's ultimately the family's decision of what they put out and any messages they put out. But we were, obviously, you're all documenting every move we make We were there last night in talking with the family, but every decision is theirs.
Right, that was a tripod on a relay. And Sheriff Adams, you said the blood was found on the porch and on the front stoop. Just wanted to verify that.
I say porch, front stoop. It's all in that same general area by the front door.
Front of the house.
Front door, yes.
What, given her medical condition and the fact that it was her blood, as you say, what would her medical condition do with her recovery if she indeed bled out or was bleeding when she left the house?
Well, again, I've got to be careful for HIPAA, but I would say this. We know she is in need of medication, daily medication. And we also know that this is day 4 or 5 and still we don't know that she's getting her
I
medication.
agree with Shelley. The more days that go by, the more I doubt she's with us.
That could in itself prove fatal.
And for the
That'll be that question. For K-Gun News, we have...
Oh my God, that's so weird, that lady in the back. Folks, let me know if you just, what country, city, or state you're watching from in the comments. Let me know what country, city, or state you're watching from in the comments right now. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and let me know your opinions.
Smith or
I'll get
Athena?
I'll get that for you. I'll get it.
Craig?
K-Gun, Athena.
Oh, okay.
Have you been in communication with anyone who you believe could be the kidnapper?
You know, it goes back to what we talked about. Nobody's eliminated, but we just really don't have enough to say, this is our suspect, this is our guy, we know, or our gal. We just don't know that. And it's really kind of reckless to report that someone is a suspect when they could very...
Didn't they get the wrong dude?
Well, be a victim. It just... I bring to you, to the media, I plead with you to be careful of what it is we put out there, because we don't have anybody here listed as a suspect, and you could actually be doing some damage to the case, but you can do some damage to that individual too.
What about damage to the case if a dog pees on the evidence? Asking for a friend.
Social media is kind of an ugly world sometimes.
He doesn't like the social media, but it's like, dude, there's a dog peeing on the crime scene. Hello. He just doesn't know how to answer questions. No, he doesn't.
And how far out have you expanded your search, you say?
You know, I would tell you this. Look, nothing's off the table. If we get a lead that there's somebody, hey, you've got this over here or over here, we're going. And that will expand and expand and expand. I think the FBI, with their billboards, they're now planning to put those up at every state around here, at all of our neighboring states. So, yeah, we use you, the national media, the FBI with their national outreach to affect that for us. But as far as the actual investigation, naturally the home.
What Jackie's saying, yes, that's what I'm hearing, that they used the restroom inside her house.
The scene.
By the way, folks, I just set up a coffee goal, 1 super chat. That's it. That's the coffee goal for today. Sometimes it's more. We have 1 super chat will get us to a coffee goal to keep my energy going here on Nerd Report. Is it going to be you? I set up the goal right there, folks. Let's go. I challenge you.
Is the primary, and we just keep spreading it out as we get more and more leads.
Court TV, Cody Thomas.
Hi, Sheriff. Actually, my question is for Agent Yonke. You know, we saw Savannah Guthrie and her sibling family put out that video last night on Instagram addressing, you know, the tragedy that this is, but also addressing the ransom letter saying they're ready to talk. My question is, did the FBI or any other agency help them craft that message to put out on social media?
Like I said to the previous question, we have an expertise when it comes to kidnappings. And when families want advice, consultation, expertise, we will provide that. But the ultimate decisions on what they say and how they put that out rests with the family itself.
And as far as suspects, I know we haven't identified one, but what type of suspect or suspects do we think we're dealing with here?
At this time, like the sheriff has said, there is no primary suspect identified, so it could run the gamut. So,
KPNX, Troy Hayden.
Are you actively investigating the son-in-law in this case? So there were reports earlier this week, and you refuted that. You said you haven't eliminated everybody. Have you eliminated him or come close to it, or are you actively looking at him?
We're actively looking at everybody we come across in this case. Everybody. We would be irresponsible if we didn't talk to everybody. The Uber driver.
Oh my God! Thank you so much, Kenneth, with the super chat. Praying for the Guthrie family. Yeah, thank you so much. Coffee goal accomplished. Thank you, Kenneth. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, praying for the Guthrie family. And all the other missing people as well. There's a lot of them. But this brings awareness. Look after each other. Right?
The gardener, the pool person, whoever, everybody. It's so cliche, but everybody's still a suspect in our eyes. That's just how we look at things and think as cops. Does that mean we have a prime suspect? No, and the family's been very cooperative. They've done everything we've asked of them, and we want that relationship to continue. And sometimes people can be mean out there, and that can really harm us and harm our efforts.
Did you find blood anywhere else in the home besides the porch?
The only DNA evidence we've got back is on the porch. We prioritize things and we rush things, and those items we put out to a lab to rush it. And even then it's 2, 3, 4 days. The other items could take 10 days, 20 days, but we saw the importance of that blood. It came back to Nancy.
So it was only there, it wasn't anywhere else in the house?
I don't know that. We processed the house for biological evidence, and we've not gotten anything back.
Newsmax, Sarah Williamson.
Hi there. My question is just piggybacking off our colleagues here about how far this search has gone. When it comes to doorbell cameras, you say technology plays a critical role in this. Have you been actively door knocking the neighbors and businesses and collecting those doorbell cameras? And is there anything that has come up there? And how far?
Folks, what are your theories? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think of this entire situation? Keep the discussion going in the comments. I learned from you.
I can't tell you whether things have come up or not, but we have door-to-door. I think we're still doing door-to-door, not just in that neighborhood.
They're doing door-to-door? Wasn't the door-to-door after?
But other neighborhoods, but just as leads come in and take us somewhere, we're going to do those things.
Okay, and just to follow up as well in regards to the video that was released by Nancy Guthrie's children last night, just to clarify, that was not coordinated with any law enforcement beforehand, and that you hadn't seen that video before it was released?
The FBI is handling all things with the ransom.
I think the answer was yes, we were there. The media was there. We can help coordinate, provide that consultation, but that is the family's decision of what they film and what they put out.
Fox 10, Justin Liu.
Agent Yankee, this one's for you. Following up on that video that was released yesterday, it said, ultimately any further action is decided on by the family. Since then, have they expressed any more interest in more efforts to try and get in contact with who is behind the ransom letter? And do you have a crisis or any sort of hostage negotiator with your team for that type of situation if it moves forward?
So the two parts to that question I think it's pretty clear. The family wants to be contacted. They know time is of the essence. And if those that may have Nancy are watching this, the family is ready to talk, get proof of life, because there has been no contact after that ransom note went to the media. For your second question, yes, we have crisis negotiators. That is part of our team here locally, along with the personnel we brought in from Quantico, and they will be part of it. But we're not going to go beyond that of any specifics.
Sure. Now, taking down the crime scene perimeter after Monday's investigation and really opening access to that property to everyone else, was that something you would do differently looking back, knowing that, federal authorities?
That's right, folks. I want you all to think of this. We're ending day 12. We're ending day 12, folks. Could you believe that? Day 12.
He's also conducted.
As you watch this, I'm gonna Google and see how long can a person last without Coumadin. That's the blood thinner that usually heart people with heart conditions use. Let me see how many days that is.
Search yesterday. Would you have kept that perimeter up, knowing that?
You know, Monday morning quarterback, I probably would have, but I'll say this. We processed the scene. We got what we thought was complete. My team did that. I have to have all the faith and trust in their abilities and their skills, and I think they went through that pretty well. But because another agency now steps in and wants to assist, we're just like with you, we're an open book. Absolutely. How can we help? One of the things people don't see, I heard your question about, you know, and we left and then others could walk up. You know, when we process a scene and we're done, we return that scene to in this case, the homeowners, the family. And we don't just go march back in there. We call the family again and get permissions to go back to the home. So yeah, there's, again, Monday morning quarterback, absolutely. I probably could have held off on that. We knew that the FBI, we've worked with them before in a lot of cases, and we felt like they could be of help in this with particularly the forensic analysis we use in a number of things. But at the start of this thing, we weren't sure what we had. And as the day progressed, we realized that there could be more to this. And we started in that. Remember, it was a search and rescue mission the first few hours. And we transitioned that.
It just says 3 to 5 days. You know, who knows Kid and Play? Is it Kid or Play? Which one's the one with the hair? Which one's the one? Well, one of them got a heart transplant. That was pretty crazy. And it looks successful.
Over to a criminal investigation. With that, brought in our partners from the FBI and others.
Univision, Claudia Ramos. Univision, Claudia
I was
Ramos.
actually going to ask about that. We saw the message yesterday.
Are you next?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Following up on that, we saw the message from the president yesterday. Have you personally received any communication from him or?
No, and I wouldn't expect that. He too is a busy man, right? And I would say this: we thank him for him opening up his entire law enforcement team was put out yesterday, and we know, you know, I know my local reporters here know we've always worked well with all of our partners in law enforcement. Maybe it's something unique to Southern Arizona and the rest of the country doesn't see that, but this isn't new for us. We've done this. Gabby Giffords, I headed up that investigation many years ago, and we worked side by side. Could not have got things done if we weren't with the FBI on that.
And just the other question, this being a border state, have you guys had any communication with Mexican authorities?
I have not. I work closely with the Mexican consulate as other consulates, being the sheriff, but no, I've not heard from them.
Arizona, Univision, Madrid.
Hi, Sheriff. My question is, do you know, it's a two-part question, do you know what medication Nancy uses? And have you checked the local pharmacies and pharmacies around the state where they bought her this medication to keep her alive, keep her healthy, while we still look for her?
So we do know what medications, and we have contacted pharmacies. Probably need to go back to just make sure that they didn't, maybe we contacted them early on. I know that night, Saturday night, Sunday morning, I know we were doing all the hospital checks, and that check was continuous every hour, going back out. And physically in person, deputies were going to each local area hospital. And
I did not see that, like going door to door.
Asking them to check their logs.
My second question here is, I know you're looking for her in Pima County. Are you looking for her across the state now? And so if there's a particular area that you're focusing on right now?
Well, we're looking for her everywhere, right? The FBI just made an arrest on a tip that we got that we thought there could be something here. There's it's statewide. The billboards are going to be out there across the country.
guy?
We take leads from everywhere that they didn't.
What is he talking about here?
Maybe we contacted him early on. I know that night, Saturday night, Sunday morning. I know we were doing all the hospital checks, and that check was continuous every hour, going back out. And physically in person, deputies were going to each local area hospital and asking them to check their logs.
My second question here is, I know you're looking for her in Pima County. Are you looking for her across the state now? And if so, if there's a particular area that you're focusing on right now?
Well, we're looking for her everywhere, right? The FBI just made an arrest on a tip that we got that we thought there could be something here. It's statewide. The billboards are going to be out there across the country. We take leads from everywhere, and where those leads take us, we'll get there.
MS now.
All right, man. I've had enough of this guy. Let's check this out. Michelle behind the scenes sending this. Who's had enough of this guy? Let's see what Nancy Grace has to say.
Is sent to a particular lab, a specialty lab, a lab.
Did you guys hear her?
There are cases where DNA is sent to a particular lab, a specialty lab, a lab that could have an expertise in diluted, destroyed, old, degenerated DNA. But even if that's why he's hanging his hat on an excuse to send it to a private lab in Florida, they don't have anything that the FBI doesn't have. So that's not going to wash. And I want to tell you something, Sean. I've tried many, many DNA cases. I've tried many cases without DNA. You can use up DNA if you have a small amount, which comes from touch DNA. It's not like blood or sperm where you may have a lot of DNA and a very small amount of fluid, but you have a lot of DNA. Touch DNA, no. If there is it hurts me to think of this. If there is a small amount of DNA inside one of those gloves and it is sent to a lab for testing, that DNA could be used up in the testing. It's very hard to regenerate DNA for testing purposes. So what I'm saying is, if that lab in Florida uses up that touch DNA, it's over.
Oh, no.
Does he not realize?
Yeah, but hopefully that lab in Florida, because he sent the DNA to another lab. Well, maybe that lab in Florida could do their work. Oh my God, that sucks. So DNA could only be tested once there, she thinks?
What he is risking, he needs to go back to his basketball game.
Yeah, he's back.
There are cases where DNA is sent to a particular lab, a specialty lab, a lab that could have an expertise in diluted.
Nano. Talk to Brian Anton.
And it should have been recognized initially that once this is labeled an abduction, get a task force together and bring on the FBI and ask them to take it over.
Why do you think that didn't happen?
Unfortunately, the sheriff, Chris Nanos, has an exorbitant ego.
Oh no.
And it should have been recognized initially that once this is labeled an abduction, get a task force together and bring on the FBI and ask them to take it over.
Why do you think that didn't happen?
Unfortunately, the sheriff, Chris Nanos, has an exorbitant ego, and he, in one case I can think of prior to this one, told the FBI he's the better investigator and he doesn't need their help. And that was a critical case that we needed their help with. This one in particular, they have far more resources than the sheriff's department has. And it should have been recognized initially that once this is labeled an abduction, get a task force together and bring on the FBI and ask them to take it over.
Why do you think that didn't happen?
Unfortunately, the sheriff, Chris Nanos, has an exorbitant ego, and he, in one case I can think of prior to this one, told the FBI he's the better investigator and he doesn't need their help. And that was a critical case that we needed their help with. This one in particular, they have far more resources than the sheriff's department has. And
what do you guys think of that statement? This is an undersheriff. I guess he used to work with Nanos. Speaking of the sheriff department, let's see what they had. Okay, so this is today. The FBI is increasing its reward to $100,000 for the information leading to the location of Nancy Guthrie and/or arrest and conviction of anyone involved in her disappearance. New identity details about the suspect in the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie have been made. So this is the book bag they think he's wearing. The suspect is described as a male, approximately 5'9", 5'10", with an average build. In the video, he is wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker backpack. Now, if you want to see something crazy, forget this. Let's look at the comments. Girl, you need your eyes checked? What does she mean? What? Wow. So people think that's not the same backpack. All right, folks, I'm about to give up here. I'm really about to give up here. It probably is the same backpack, but holy cow, dude. Holy cow. Doesn't this backpack have a stripe here? Or what am I looking at? Come on. Come on. Bear with me here. This has a stripe here. This one doesn't. See? Am I wrong? So it is the same one? Okay, I'm going to let that one go because people are not happy here. Oh, someone posted this several days ago and no one listened. Yeah, posted. Oh, this person got it before everyone. The logo's not there. Oh, yeah, if I took $5 for my friend, I would be happy helping him look for $5 showing he wouldn't find them. Just saying this is all a distraction. From what is it a distraction to? Double Studio, thank you for that super chat. I am just confused, man. It's been 12 days of this. My brain's hurting. If I took $5 from my friend, I'd be helping him look for the $5 knowing he wouldn't find them. Okay, I get it now. Because you both are looking for it. I get it. I don't know if I could do a side by side. I don't know if I can do a side by side. Double Studios, thank you so much for that super chat. You're awesome. I'm getting sent some stuff. There is video of a guy going door to door. I'm not gonna. Let me see this video. Somebody just sent me video of a guy sneaking around. Okay, listen. There's guys. Do I think anything will break tonight? Yeah, my brain. My brain and my patience. Yeah, I think something's going to break tonight. Absolutely. Hasn't something broken every night? Look at me. I look like a crack addict. It's not a cold case. A cold case means there's no updates. There's literally 500 a minute. I'm looking right now at a video of a guy who's sneaking around people's homes in the area. I'm not going to share it because I don't like sharing things like that, because what if this guy's not sneaking around? Maybe he's delivering a cake for a surprise birthday party for a 5-year-old until we have proof. But that's the problem. There are no press conferences. There's no press conference. Sheriff Frank Drebin has not conducted a press conference. Thanks for the follow, folks. I'm getting a lot of follows too. On Twitter. Nerd Report, the Nerd Report on Twitter, and Nerd Lecca. Thank you. They're constantly showing pictures of random people. No one knows. They're just posting pictures of their tios. People are grabbing pictures of puppies and putting them up on the internet saying this is a suspect. I'm 100% sure. Look at those eyes.
The dog did it.
The dog did it. The butler did it. Everyone in this chat probably did it. I don't know. No one knows anything. This is all sus. Double Studio 2600 has it right. Thanks for the super chat, bud. It was aliens. Savannah Guthrie has 6 fingers.
It was me. I did it like this.
There's a weirdo next to me saying he did it like this. You get a warrant. You get a warrant. You get a warrant. You get a warrant. Everybody gets a warrant. Meanwhile, please, press, don't cover this. No one else, we're not getting any news. Oh, look. It's her. look at this. You don't know how many people have come up to me and told me that her speech is exactly like the Silence of the Lambs senator lady. Well, let me guess why. Because the guy who wrote the script for this film actually spoke to the FBI for advice on how a speech for a ransom would be delivered. So it's probably gonna sound similar. Let's listen to this. Could you guys hear this? Let me know.
She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see. Catherine is very gentle and kind. Talk to her and you'll see.
The reason they say that is so the person gets sympathy for if they kidnap someone and they don't hurt them. Catherine is very gentle and kind. My mom, Nancy is very gentle and kind. So they don't look at the person as it. They give a personality, so they'll feel sorry for them. Humanizes. That's the word. Thank you so much for that, says Panda. It humanizes a person. Now, I'm 100% sure that as soon as I end this stream, something's going to break. Oh, look, now they're talking about the Cybertruck. Hey, this one's great. So, there's a Cybertruck in the area. A poor guy has to go home in a Cybertruck. Badass cars, by the way, or trucks. But now everybody's looking to him or her. This one's a good one too. Look at this meme. They actually put a tent around the home, and somebody put a clown tent. I don't know if you can see that. Oh my gosh! Thanks for the super chats, folks. You're right. Oh my gosh! Look at these super chats, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you, Diana. Thank you so much. Random homeless guys see a lot of stuff at night. They also cause a lot of stuff at night. I hate to say that. But yeah, that is a good point, Diana. Hearts for you. Double studio. Thanks for that super chat. 2,600. Hearts for you. Also, something weird. Nancy's video, she says, we don't know where they took her. Instead of I would be asking why they took her. I feel she knows why. Let me read that again. Also, something weird. Nancy's video says we don't know where they took her. Instead of asking why they took her. You mean Savannah's video or Nancy? I don't know. Did Nancy put out a video? I've only seen her with like the interviews and the specials. Yeah. I think you mean Savannah, right? Anna Weigel with the throwback. The dog that stepped on a bee did it. Yes. The dog that stepped on a bee is suspect number one, if you ask me. The dog that stepped on. Do I still have that video somewhere? No, I don't. Damn it. That would have been perfect. The dog that stepped on a bee peed on the crime scene. That's yeah, Savannah. Okay. Oh yeah, Savannah. So let me read your super chat again. That dog is sus. Definitely. Also, something weird. Savannah's video says we don't know where they took her. Instead of I would instead, I would be asking why they took her. That's a really good question. Is why did they take her? If you're trying to, that is a big. See, that's another thing. If you're trying to like do a home invasion, you'd rob the place and get out, right? You think it's related to Savannah? I don't know because she has money. She's definitely a target. She's definitely a target. Now, people are asked now to search their doorbells. I mean, their ring camera footage from like a long time ago now. I don't know why people could. I'm looking for updates, folks. Let's see what Brian Anton's up to. Let's see what JLR posted, actually. Yeah, look at. They have this on the brother-in-law's and sister's house. Look at that light. They're not there. It looks like they're filming it looks like they're filming a movie. Yeah, why kidnap it? You know, that's hard to handle. Someone that's 84 can't move that fast. I mean, really, why exactly? I'm so frustrated. I'm so frustrated, man. I feel like I don't know anything. The Cybertruck truck. Cybertruck. Oh no, not this lady. The crazy woman walked into Nancy Guthrie's property. Oh, thank you for being a member. Anna, thank you. Anna, by the way, we go on all the time live, so make sure to hit that subscribe, hit the notification. Yeah, there's the dog sniffing the area. Yeah, my mom is saying right now that she doesn't know why a lady with her condition and a family with so much money would not have a 24/7 companion, like a nanny or something. That is interesting. And the house is massive. It's not like she's going to lose her privacy. See, there's a UPS guy going in there. There's the tent they put up today. Well, thank you, Double Studio, for that super chat. The amateur kidnapper looks so staged, pretending they don't know what they were doing. Interesting take. They definitely knew. I think they will pin an innocent man. Listen, by the way, hearts for you, man, for really helping the channel today as well as others. The tent was set up for an hour. This is probably when they decided how tall the guy was. Look at double Studio's comment. I said that the kidnapper looked like they knew what they were doing. And people told me, like, how is that a professional? There's a difference. Now, let me ask you all a question, because a lot of people are going out there saying that the person that was on the camera didn't look like a professional. Could I ask you all in the chat sincerely, with all due respect, what the F does a professional kidnapper look like? Is there a home invasion school I don't know about that offers diplomas? Hi, what'd you get a master in? I got a master in home invasions and kidnapping. Here's my diploma. I'm a professional. What is a professional kidnapper? Now, I will say that he looked comfortable doing it. And when you're comfortable doing criminality, that means you're probably a criminal. Yeah, because remember, people are saying he did not look like a professional. I'm going to turn around and say, what does a professional kidnapper do? Like, what is that? Is that something I missed? He was fiddling with the camera on purpose. Once again, thank you for that super chat. Thank you hey, folks, thank you for all the support today. Keep the support coming, man. It's been really hard these past couple months. It's been very difficult these past couple months, man, keeping the lights on. And, you know, I joke about the coffee, but that really goes to pay the bills around here and everything. And this platform does not like us. And I try to give you guys a good presentation, honest information, and try to elevate your voice. So keep the comments coming. And if you can, do a donation. That'd be amazing. There's a PayPal link as well. Mods, please share the PayPal link. Double Studios, once again, thank you. Very good observation. Good question. What is a professional? Right? He was trying to... Well, but hey, man, you know what? The fact that he looked for strawberries to cover it. And I'm going to tell you one thing, though. I'm going to tell you, here's food for thought. Do you think this guy's an idiot? The guy that did it? Hit that one. because I'm going to ask you all a question. Double Studio says, if I'm kidnapping, you leave the camera alone, get it in and get out. Yeah, he's covered up. Show. Maybe. 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 Okay. If you think the guy's an idiot, broke fishing, I'm going to blow your mind with this next statement. 12 days. And he's outsmarted the entire sheriff department and FBI so far. They've raised the bounty to 100K. This guy is so dumb, but he is winning. Right? He's winning. Lee Huffman Tom Muck, sorry if I got that name right. Thank you so much for that very generous donation. Welcome in, Nerd Troopers. Hearts for you. Okay. Gunner Girl send in a sketch. But I want to ask you, Gunner Girl, where'd you guys get that sketch? And also, I want to say there is a sketch, and it looks exactly like Jimmy Smits, the actor. How did they come out with that sketch? I need some history with that. Hey, thank you for that, man. Thank you for that, Double Studio. Hearts for you. Thanks for that super chat. So, this is from previous. He looks younger here. All right. This talks about. People think this proves he has an ego. What is this about? The Houston Chronicle has. All right. This is supposedly a sketch, folks. Right here. Why? How did they come out with this sketch? I don't know. How could you tell the guy looks like that? Houston Chronicle, huh? Let's check it out. Houston Chronicle. Let's check out the sketch. Yeah, Houston Chronicle. Good catch. Gonna girl. Houston crime sketch artist release portrait of mass suspect in Nancy Guthrie case. Why? How do you come out with that? How did they come out with this? How did they come out with this sketch of this guy? Because I'll be honest with you, here he looks like, yeah, he looks like Jimmy Smits, but the if I had to guess what the guy under the mask looks like, it is a fish. It looks like a fish. Yeah, who is this guy? Let's listen.
Houston crime sketch artist releases portrait of masked suspect in
You guys
Nancy
hear that?
Guthrie case. Written by Sandra Hernandez. This article is being read by an automated voice generated by Everlet. Famed Houston crime sketch artist Lois Gibson has released a sketch in the missing persons case of Nancy Guthrie based on a masked person seen on a doorbell camera at her home. Guthrie, 84, the mother of Today show host Savannah Guthrie, was reported missing February 1st from her Tucson, Arizona home. Officials with Arizona law enforcement and the Federal Bureau of Investigations believe she was taken from her home and that she is still alive. Earlier this week, the FBI released images of a person in a ski mask believed to be at Guthrie's front door. The images show an armed individual appearing to have tampered with the camera at Nancy Guthrie's front door the morning of her disappearance. FBI Director Kash Patel said in an ABC News story, only the person's eyes and what appears to be a mustache or goatee can be seen. Gibson, who retired from the Houston Police Department in 2021, holds the Guinness World Record for most successful forensic artist, with her work helping to identify more than 750 criminals. Gibson on Wednesday night posted a
Every morning, we rise and shine.
Oh, they have a commercial. Get out of here, dude. Yeah, I'm not buying. I don't know if I don't know how they got that sketch or they came out with that conclusion. Yeah, AI sucks, man. AI is actually starting to tank. Six minutes ago, investigators use a white tent to determine suspect's height. All right, so they covered this up and then they measured it. That's the front of the house. They covered it up. They measured it. Then they came out with the height 5'9". What is it? 5'9" inches to 5'10". That's per the video and stuff like that. This is the front, and this is where the dog took a piss today, or was smelling. In case you don't know, FBI source says handling of Nancy Guthrie case has been insane. No. Federal judge has released man accused of sending fake ransom demands to Guthrie family. This is the dude, I think, from California, right? The dude with the weird hair. Arizona sheriff blocks FBI from key evidence in Guthrie case. Here's the book bag they think he was wearing. You're not buying it. I'm not buying that sketch. You think it's a woman? This is the other guy. This guy was, I don't know. This has been debunked. TMZ's in the middle of everything. What? Let's wait till this commercial ends. Broke fishing. How crazy is this? Michelle Mabel. How crazy is this case? Gunner Girl. How crazy is this? Sound off. Bun. How crazy is this thing? Sound off right now. Kelly. How crazy is all this? What say you?
father of Gabby Petito. As you guys know, Gabby was missing for nearly a month before her case was solved. Joe, thanks so much for joining the program. We continue to hold your family in our thoughts and prayers. We all remember what happened to Gabby. You're in this unique club of victim families. And what is going on with Nancy family? Take us into the room when your daughter was missing and what you were weighing as a family.
To be honest, I don't remember a lot of it. It was because everything was moving so fast. I just hope that they're taking their time and listening to each other and really trying to do what's best, in their situation based on their own feeling and the information they have. Because a lot of outside influence will try to give an opinion or something along those lines. And they're the only ones that have all the information or as much as possible. So I just hope they're listening to what they feel is best.
Joe, can you speak a little bit more about that? How did you keep the faith? Because the search was long and this family is going through the same thing. And you're right. There's a lot of outside voices. Law enforcement can't share with you everything that they're looking at. And you got to let the process play out. But that's hard when your baby girl is missing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's humbling to see so many people, try and help your family, which is what Savannah's getting right now with her mom, but it's also frustrating because a lot of times the information that's out there, if someone does a bad report and doesn't give accurate information, a lot of the times others will just copy and paste it. And next thing you know, something's out there that is just not true at all. So it can be frustrating at times. It can be humbling at the same time, but also scary. It's sad. You know what I mean? Savannah's, from my understanding, mom needs, some medical, medicine and some care, and that she might not be getting. And that's got to be weighing on them just the same. And that's an absolute shame. My prayers to them, and I hope this ends, with Nancy coming home safe and sound, and whoever did this, behind bars.
Joe, we appreciate you joining the program this morning. Please give your entire family our prayers and regards. Thank you so much.
Yeah, listen, if I could just say one thing too,
yes, sir.
Because we're talking about the topic of missing people. I'm looking at your site right now, and if you guys could put a missing person link on your website, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I've talked to a few of your producers before. It's still not there. It's something that needs to happen, because again, these are the people that watch your show. And it would do a tremendous help to have a site like yours have a link for missing people.
Roger that, Joe. I'll definitely pass that along to the team. We've been putting that number below our screen through the program, that FBI tip line as well. Joe, thank you so much for joining the program.
Yeah, you can have tips on other people as well. That was a good call out. It's a good call out.
Am I upset at the FBI? Absolutely. They should. They get by with saying no comment. Who does that in today's world?
You. By not having a press conference. You don't answer every question. Is this a real video? Did you guys just hear him say that? He looks awfully confident here. Oh my God.
Am I upset at the FBI? Absolutely. They should. They get by with saying no comment. Who does that in today's world?
You.
Who does that? Yet they get by with that. And when this thing's all resolved and the case is all over, I challenge him. I challenge Mr. Black to stand up to that camera by himself and say, we have looked at this investigation and we have exonerated, completely find this investigation to be total BS, because that's what it is.
Okay, that's the real him right there. Yeah, that's the real him right there. What do you guys think of that video? That was crazy. It's from 2006. I don't know, man. 10 years ago. Okay. All right. Time to wind it down. Wind things down. Last minute comments. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll be back. Hit the like. Also, we're going to have updates on our new... this probably froze my video. Hold on a second. Nerd Report Reloaded, folks. Head over there. Subscribe if you haven't done so. The link is in the comments. Right there. No, the recap is listen, the recap today is off the top of my head, we've seen more incompetence with the videos of the independent journalist. We've seen people walk up to the crime scene door, dogs sniffing around the crime scene. They put the tent up. They gave us a description, a better description, which is the height of the person they saw in the video, 5'9" to 5'10". They're now calling him a suspect, not a subject, if I'm not wrong. So it's a suspect they're calling him. I was going to say that. And I think the biggest thing that's broke today is that the sheriff and the FBI are not working well together. Tell us about the EDC. Hold on, let me see if I can. I'll do that on another one. I'll do that on EDC. Yeah, I'll show you guys the EDC video another time. You think it's all a distraction from the files? People are talking about the files too, though. I don't know. I see plenty of news about the files. And also, I do feel like there's a sense of we could do something about finding a missing old lady, and the files is like, we can't do anything about it. I mean, we could, what they put out, we could judge it, right? Yeah, the files are everywhere. But thank you. I'll be back, folks. Love you guys. Nerd out.